Hello, Pauper people, and welcome back to a new Combo Walls video. Finally, unfortunately, the replay feature is always, let's say, blocked on Magic Online. So we will try for the first time this time to go live, meaning I will comment directly while I play. I never did that before. I'm not a native English speaker, so I don't know how easy it will be for me. I hope not to go too slow, and I hope to solve possible, holes during the gameplay due to opponent stopping or whatever. I hope the sound is okay. I don't have a microphone, so I need to just record in this way like I always did. Just let me know if it's fine. Having said so, we will play an experimental list as I often do. Starting from the one which I got the trophy with on 6th of April. What I wanted to try this time is to see if I can use with success Crimson Acolyte in sideboard against both red and Crackland Shaman decks. I don't expect actually this to work, but I want to try it before going to the next step, that will be playing Hydroblast against the very same decks, which of course is less ideal for us being Hydroblast a spell, therefore not being in synergy with our green card draw cards. An additional thing that I made is a minor change, was to remove one of the Scattershot Archers to increase the number of standard bearers. This because lately I meet in league way more elves decks than let's say fairies based ones, and elves nowadays is difficult. The card, it has always been a sort of 50-50 matchup unless we were wanting to devote multiple slots to Moment's Peace, but now with the Nextborn Hydra they really can kill us so much easier and with a sort of haste, let's say. I mean, Timberwatch held is going to be active the turn after it enters into play, but if they have a huge amount of mana and play an Hydra on any of the elves, they kill us immediately. So now we want to try 3 flag bearers. The only modification I made to the main deck was the addition of the third Orochi Leaf Collar. So I went up to 61, which is something that I do always when I try to define or a mana base or find which one is the card that I really want to cut. That most likely is going to be one of the Tinderwolves, even though the Tinderwolves have synergy with the Mast Vandals, or it might be the 13th Forest. Anyhow, we will see after the league. And that's all. So see you again in match 1. Welcome to match 1 and my very first video with live commentary. I apologize in advance for mistakes in English and possibly audio issues. I do not have a proper microphone yet. Let's see how it goes. We are playing against Rafael Bandeira. We are on the play. We mulligan our first hand due to no length. The second one is much better. We can just put down the end and try to develop a normal board. An option could be to put down a forest to get it back with the end and trim one forest from the deck, but on the play I don't think it's worth. So we start with the standard Saruli, go into Quirion Battlement next turn. The order will depend on what the opponent does. Okay, so we are in for a difficult matchup, presumably Grixis Affinity or anyhow some form of affinity. The gameplay in this case is just to basically ignore them. We will go as fast as possible. Thanks to the ban of Deadly Dispute, they are slightly slower now, but we are not expecting to win this match. What we do expect might be to lose 1-2. We might still typically game 1, but it will be then difficult to win the other 2. Now I expect a Galvanic Blast or a Car Arc. They are thinking way too much for it. In any case, our next turn will be expanding to wind away, even if they play Krark. Okay, as expected, the Galvanic Blast. Get a reasonable draw. Now we execute the plan, and then of course we pray, because winding way is really a double-edged sword. We get a reasonable hand, so theoretically we have protection from familiar and the kill next turn. Opponent is thinking. So what we would like to happen is, first of all, they do not have additional lands, which when Deadly Dispute was not banned, it was more probable, but it still could be. Since they are thinking so much, I expect them to have a limited amount of choices, or to have a Krark that they do not want to use. So they thought cast at first, probably looking for lands. Let's see if we get the second. We get the land, but it's the tapped one. Let's see if they have the second Galvanic. And they do. Okay, so now we are most likely going to lose. Let's see what we draw. Here we are forced to do a weird play. We play another Quirion, then we untap and play the lead Stampede. In this way we might have at least one additional mana, which is not really mattering too much for the moment. Anyhow, we found 4 creatures. There's no point in playing also the other Quirion. Actually, minor misplay, I should have tapped first the summon sick one, but it's okay. And now let's see. Next turn, the plan is to get a forest with Gersent during the upkeep and play Overgrown Battlement. Okay, they start deploying creatures. And Krark. So we are most likely dead. Let's hope they suck immediately something. Even though having a Blood Fountain, this game is gone. The deciding moment was when they had the second galvanic blast. So they go for kind of weird execution. Arc for 2, draw 2 cards, but this leaves us with Saruli. Now the plan is not anymore to fetch the forest, but just go Quirion into battlement. Depending on what happens, next turn we might uh, play the Ent or get in the forest if they kill our battlement. In this version we are playing 3 Orochis, so if you manage to find an Orochi, theoretically we have to kill. They have only 1 red mana, and nowadays usually the removal is only red based. Think of Whispering. We already are playing kinda slow, but I mean, we cannot do much about it. Another Thoughtcast. They put the map. Okay. They are playing in a weird way, I would say. Of course, they have a huge amount of card in hands and a lot of big creatures. So if we have Orochi, we win. Otherwise, we deploy the Generous Scent, most likely. Yeah. And we do Orochi, so we were very, very lucky. On the other hand, we had two, 3 Orochis in the main deck just for this case. So here we go for Freed, and then we will win. We will probably deploy a couple of additional wars just to go faster to the process if they do not concede. Okay, they do not concede. So here we are going to generate 4 mana and deploy the Shieldwall Sentinel, fetching another Shieldwall Sentinel. We want to have in the end 5 defenders in play so that we can go faster through the Invoker kill. I will explain that later on. So we get another Shieldwall Sentinel. So we have 3 defenders, now we have 4, so we get once again another one. Or we actually could get directly Secret Door, which is going to be faster. So now we have 5. So we will transmute for Invoker, play the Invoker, and since the Invoker activation is 8 mana, if we have exactly 8 mana in the pool, it's just 1 click. So right now what we are going to do is that we untap twice in order to consume our mana, and then we do 2 blue. Untap, we save the target on opponent, and it's just 1 click. So 2 blue, untap, etc., etc. This minimizes the amount of clicks. I stop talking because the misclick is always there waiting for us to lose a game which is won and they concede. Good. 1-0. Okay, in this version, what we are going to try is to put the three master bundles and just two acolytes. We have a different position options. Sorry, we could play some Tamiyos or the Mirror Club, but uh, going on with what I said before, that nowadays they seem to have mostly red removal. We try it this way. So what we will remove is one Quirion Ranger, one Wall of Fruit, one Tac Tac, one Drift, and one Land. I will play 61, which is something that I like to do. Not sure about anything because this is a new sideboard, but we have 40 creatures and we will try, especially game 3, if we get there, to have an early Vandal. We noticed that nowadays they seem, or at least some versions, seem to have more untapped artifact lands because less gorilla shamans are around. Okay, here we have a very slow hand. Technically, we have 3 lands, but we don't want to keep such a thing. The plan is again mostly ignore them. This one is good because we can have a Tinderwall into Wall of Roots into Winding Way turn 2. So we put down the Drift because it's the only thing we cannot play. Of course, we will need some mana reasonably soon. The ideal would be to actually draw or a Vandal or some lands. Of course, we draw the most useless card possible. In case they familiar us, we will be forced to drop Unwinding. Okay. Blood Fountain is such a terrible card. Meaning, excuse me, meaning an overpowered card. Okay, so we get the play we wanted, second land. So first of all, we do anyway, trying to find a Master Bundle. And we fail. Then we do Wall of Roots into Survey. Next turn, the ideal would be to draw a land in order to X-Men into Winding Way. They familiar us, and we are going to drop an X-Men or a Drift. The Drift. No, the X-Men. The Drift is harder to cast, but it's more powerful. And we know already we have one on the bottom, so now we are forced to drop also the Drift. Quite annoying. Let's hope they do not have lands. They do. But they are kind of low on cards. So now it will depend on what we draw. And we do again a useless card. So here we are forced to just go Axebane and then hope for the best. Theoretically next turn if we draw, we have many draws that could enable our kill, but I don't think it's very likely to happen. More lands. Thoughtcast probably. No, Prism. Okay. And let's just hope they don't get the crack. If they have it, we will concede. Okay, they will attack. So they might have, yeah, it is. Funny card, pretty balanced. And for some reasons, the Affinity players always slow roll it. Probably just liking the evil sensation. Okay, we resubmit. Now we are going to be on the play. In case of medium hands, in this case, we might try to go a little harder towards a Masked Vandal. The say, nuts hand would be to Forest, Tinderwall, Masked Vandal, and Overgrown Battle. So we have the Masked Vandal, we even have the creature to use it, but we forgot to draw a land. Again, so this game is most likely going to be very short. Come on. Okay, here we are forced to just drop the bundle in one caretaker. But yeah, three cards. So all the caretakers and the bundle. We are basically dead due to three times zero landers. That might be our fault since we sided out one land and went up to 61. Anyhow, theoretically, we might have battlement into lead the Stampede. Let's see if they have the familiar. Possibly not. They just have the Krark just to flex. Again, we don't care about the Krark, so we play our land, Saruli, and lead, which is again a terrible lead. So we are a random sensitive deck, so this can happen. And of course, it will happen game 3 against our worst matchup. The plan here is to get the 4th forest at the end of opponent's turn. The plan remains the same. We just shuffle in just in case we find the Vandal. And now we discard the forest. Then if they have the Toxin, we are dead. They could even have just a Galvanic Combattlement, we are dead anyhow. We discard the Crimson, but I mean, you see, just this screenshot explains everything. 5 cards, all of them are broken. The bridge should not exist in this format. Krark should not exist with all so many artifacts. And refurbished familiar is insane. So here we get, we just concede. I'm pissed off about this thing. So we lose expected match 1 against Grixis. See you in match 2. And no GGs for opponent. I am old school. These are not good games. Of course, it's not opponent's fault. They are just playing a very strong deck. Match 2 against Spochny. We are on the draw, and once again we have a zero lander. This hand has all the money in the world but does nothing. Zero lander. Opponent is Italian. I'm writing him good luck to you because for me it's too late. And we keep this thing here. So we have two lands, Quirion. Actually, we keep two lands, all roots into Axebane. So we are against Pinger Barn, which is once again a very hard matchup. Not exactly our best pairings tonight, but the goal of this league is mostly to test the live recording and see if it's okay for you guys to me keep doing this kind of stuff. So they play a relatively slow hand. We keep drawing nothing. So now we are not going to play in the end because it's important. Game 1. Both as a threat and to gain some life. This version of red is nearly impossible for us to deal with. We need a lot of of life. Again, the sideboard is tentative to see if it works, but I do not expect it really to work. So we plan the Axebane. Ideally, we want them to kill it so that they have less mana to send us to our face. Of course, they exiled just a land with the synthesizer. Let's see if they have also the fourth land. Of course, but it's a tough one. But anyhow, now the question is, do you have the bolt? And of course they do. So end of turn, we are going to cycle the end because we need that. We can do it now. We need the mana. We need creatures from lead. Now we are going to block because they played first the ban spell and then attacked. So here we play lead and we get really nothing. This new selection method is not ideal for me. So here we are going to play Wall of Roots into Saruli. But we are basically dead again. They will play Alchemist into Impulse. And we have nothing. For some reason they do the reverse. Down mountain. They do not kill the Saruli, which is okay since they know we have Orochi. So we are dead at 22 burn spells. They have land, they will have 3 cards, possibly 4 if they go down with Synthetizer. So here the only thing we can do is just play the battlement and hope they have only lands in hand. If this is the case, we might win next turn. Okay, they show another alchemist. Let's see if we are dead and they are just slow rolling us. Lava Dart is really terrible card for us, not for them. For them, ah, okay, so they do not have anything indeed. So now we only have not to have them kill our Orochi, but we need to find infinite mana. Ah, they have Fire Blast? If they have Fire Blast, all of this was just foreseen, or they have an additional bolt. We will never know. So we need infinite mana, and we can try to win. And we draw, of course, a forest. So here we play Quirion into third path. We draw with third path. And we need again something infinite, even though we do not have 7 mana available. We have only 5 mana available, so we need multiple stuff to come out of these 2 cards. Okay, we are still not totally dead. We need now multiple Quirions and infinite mana. And we get nothing, or at least we get 5 creatures, all what we needed, because you see the top card is a drift. Uh, and we lose. Yeah. Anyhow, we just played out, because if they have a mountain in hand and draw another mountain, we will win next turn. So right now we are going to play the Quirion as a bait. And the secret door. We are dead to anything except a mountain, and they have to draw steps. The first mountain is there. Let's see if they draw with the autonomous furnace. And they have Searing Blades, so That was easy. And we are dead. As expected, we had the chance, convoluted one, to win, starting from a mulligan to 4. But yeah, the matchup is really hard. So here, once again, we will play for sure the two pulses, which are Kiri. And then the question is, what else? We try the acolytes, but I'm not sure about this choice. We will go down on one tac, one Quirion, and one Drift. And what did we put in? Ah, yeah, because we were playing for 61 since the beginning due to the three Orochi and the third pot. So we basically have the maximum amount of life we can have, excluding the Tamiyos. I do not think Crimson are the way against Fingerburn. I wanted to try them just to see if they could be useful against Karklan Shaman, but we saw game one it was not the case indeed. So the choice actually is to play Hydroblast against both of these threats. Anyhow, we keep with our tradition of opening unplayable hands. This instead is a good one. We will put down the end. Let's hope they kill or they do not kill the Ceruli. If they do not, we have Wall of Roots into Winding Way. We note that Winding Way may put lands into the graveyard that enable pulse. And it happens. So now the end is shaping up, but we need a bit more mana. This is nothing tremendous due to the fact that we have uh, so many mana in hand. So we deploy Virion Cervuli and Overgrown Battlement. We will block with War of Roots. We don't care if they kill it. Most likely they are going to kill the Quirion. Or they could 2-for-1 them. Well, actually, not necessarily 2-for-1 themselves to kill the Overgrown Battlement. They have another Searing Blaze, which is okay. Now, one of the things we need to start considering, they have also lighting if they can kill us next turn. They cannot immediately kill us, but we are not in a good position. Assuming on what they're going to do, we need to pulse. This is amazing. So we will have to pass back uh, one ceruli. There is no point in tossing back the Quirion with only uh, green mana. Of course, we have three Orochis, but we need cord mana. So here we could start doing stuff. And we indeed found in one of the Orochi, but as you can see, we both been the Freed and the Reaping, which is incredibly bad. If they do not kill, okay, now let's do the math. If they do not kill Orochi, do we have enough mana to win? Yes. So we do not do anything right now. But the probability of Orochi not being killed is very minimal. Now it will all depend on them having Fire Blast. If they have it, they should just kill. But right now we are for okay. This is a good thing. We are forced to think they do not have it. So here we just play these, these, and hope they are not slow rolling. They are not. Okay, so now we have to go fast. And we assume they are not slow rolling. Anyhow, I will just bank a little of mana in case they are doing it. So we have at least two on top. But they knew we had the invoker, so we stole one game. Against three Searing Blaze, this is kind of a feat. Okay. I am thinking if I want to do those Letamiglio. So we can put Letamiglio, move one Winding Way, and Tinderbolt. Tinderbolt theoretically, once killed by Chain Lightning, can kill one of their fingers. Let's see how this fares. We are going more, let's say, defensive. But as we like, we go landless. Okay, so this is good. We need the card draw fast. And for some reason, the deck is listening to us. Now let's hope they kill it. They do, with a bolt, which is a very good thing for us. Finger. We'll go bottom and pass. Again, we really would like to find one land sooner or later. More sooner than later. Okay, so our bottom end is most likely going to survive. And they have Pyro and Lava Dart. Both amazingly useless for them at the moment. They might be preparing a fire blast. We cannot do anything about it, so we just land will be very good. Of course, we miss, but then we play lead the stampede, and we get an okay draw. So if nothing too terrible happens next turn, we are very close to having a kill with some pulse of Murazabek. So they could play Pyroblast anyhow to just do us 1 damage. Okay, Searing Blaze, Lava Dart, and Pyro most likely, which is bad, not totally terrible, because they have only 2 cards. Let's see if they keep mana open or they Pyro us for 1. They keep the mana open. And we find the land, which we like. So we once again play Overgrown. Next turn we are going to be forced to do Orochi into Secret Door and leave open pots. Let's hope they do not have once again Searing Blaze plus 1. They are free to attack, we cannot block. Actually, I think we are going to let's see what we do. Okay, Tamillo is reasonably good. What I'm thinking about right now is do we play Orochi into Secret Door with Pulse and Tamillo back? This thing, yes, this thing works even if they have Pyroblast because we have Tamillo. Okay. So now we have a life total buffer. They Lava Dart us, which for us is good. Okay, so now, so they have how many Lava Darts? 2, which are 4 damages. 0 card in hand. We can wait for next because 4 damages means we go to 2 with the pulse in hand. The problem is that everything, okay, we need to pulse in response to the first, we are risking here. Because if they start lava darting us, we are going to be dead to any instant spell, so we just make them lava dart us. Now let's see what they have. Even a fire blast doesn't kill us. I really would love them to have a fire blast. Now we cannot blink. Let's block. This should be the win. Unless they have a lightning bolt or fire blast. Because we can, yeah, we tried. So we play Freed. If they have lightning bolt or fire blast, we are dead. All of the rest, we have Tamiyo in response. And still be able to untap. It's a risky play, but if they had fire blast or lightning bolt, they should have tried to kill us the next turn because it has no sense to make us draw a card. They have the lightning bolt. Hello, back to match 3 against Outsider. I forgot to start recording. We are at the beginning of game 1. Opponents on the play. They mulliganed to 6. We mulliganed once again, twice. Both zero landers to 5 and a reasonable hand. We are against some form of red-green ramp, and therefore we should be finally favorite. Uh, they did not have a turn 2 land destruction spell, which actually is kind of worse for us because we tend to win even more against the land destruction than the just ramp version. They have Chrysalis. Here we are going to go Axebane into Wall of Fruits. Next turn we're going to do Axebane and possibly nothing else. Trying to go for the Reaping Line with Shield Wall Sentinels turn 5. Even though not really ideal. Let's see what they have. Another Utopia Sprawl. Avenging Hunter. No. Could be Boarding Patrol. Okay. Acid Moss. So indeed they have the land discussion base, which is okay for us. So we are just going to let the boarding patrol pass through. And for the moment the plan is unchanged. Let's see what we draw. Unnamed. The end is not too bad, meaning we will play it. Next turn to have the Reaping Line we need 16 mana, 8 blue, 1 black and 7 colorless or whatever. And 1 spell. We should manage to do everything with the Shield Wall Sentinel. Now, oh, okay, now we will have to redo the math next turn. They cannot attack. So, okay, now we get the easy win. We will go for Galvanic Alchemist. If, in case they have run through, they are forced to kill the Alchemist. If they do, with their last card, we go Reaping and we get back Alchemist and the Shield and the Drift. Okay, they seem not to have anything. Now we can just untap even if they have the run through. Here we do not leave anything to chance, so we will just get a little bit more of mana before going for the Shield Sentinel, fetching another Shield Sentinel. Etc. etc. I'm just being overzealous here. I could go more aggressively. So now, in this case, the plan is to go to 7 defenders. Here we have 6. So we get another Shield Sentinel. Now we will get the Drift. We'll Drift and play the Invoker. This will leave us with exactly 4 mana. And then we will do the same. We generate 8 mana and 1 click to do 3 damages to them. Now we will do 2 loops with Axebane and 1 click. This is the most click effective way this setup to win. And it will take us probably 1 minute maximum. And most likely they are concealing. In this case, the question is, do we bring in anything? Well, anything might be the Tamillos or the Pulses. Both kind of save 1 land and give us some life, which is needed in this matchup. Let's try the Pulses. And we remove tuck tuck and 1 windy way. On the play, we will just go back to the nominal configuration. We could even remove 1 Orochi against this matchup. So here we have Weird Hand. I will mulligan it. I tend to mulligan pretty aggressively. This is not bad because we will fetch the land and then we have War of Roots into a possible winding way, but it's very slow. So we of course being punished, but this one is much better. Now the only problem is if they have the turn to land destruction spell. If they do, we need to find the land first. If they don't, we are probably already winning. What I'm thinking, that makes me in turn think they do not have a second land, which is weird. Or they have a tapped one. I don't know what they could be thinking about. Let's hope they come online back fast. Otherwise, I will try to cut the waiting time during editing. Okay, indeed, they had the enchantment and they are going probably to Malevolent Rumble. Oh no, they find the land, but most likely now for them is late unless they start chaining Avengers, meaning the initiative guy. I don't really. Maybe they have some connection or lag problem. Okay, so now they have a lot of mana, but mana or land destruction spells are not going to kill us now. And indeed, let's hope they have land destruction. Here, the worst that they can play is or Avenger or Boarding Party. And I now realize that I called it Boarding Patrol before, I don't know why. But I'm older, so just bear with me. Unfortunately, they have a creature. The best one would be by far an ant. No, they have Boarding Party into Chrysalis, which is still fine. Now we take 6 damages. And we really would like to have a land or a queen. We have a 3-drop as well. Okay. So they are down on cards, but they have, okay, a good board presence. Here now we just go Axebane, might block depending on what they play. Once again, the worst they can have is next born Hydra. That I hope is not going to is going to be for six. That put us yeah, that would kill us because we are going to be forced to block with both creatures. Okay, annoyed Altisword is fine provided it doesn't flip another boarding party. Avenging Hunter is okay. So we were lucky this time, both on the pairing and on opponent's draws. They can do us. Ah, wait. Okay. Any case, if they have. Okay. Here we just block the boarding party, hoping they do not have round. They seem not to have it, so we should be able to win. They don't have it. Oh, they still could have it. They don't. Okay. So this was an easy, lucky match. We go anyway first, just we want to increase the number of uh, defenders. So right now we played two defenders, and we also played the Quirion. And then we go for the kill. We are going to have the 5 defenders in play already. We could even go to 8, 9 in this case, but it's not worth. Here we just I misplayed it. I wanted to save some clicks, but I did not count properly. So now we have 3 mana, so we do like this to go to 8, and then we start the normal. It's important to remember to always save target with Invoker in order to go fast. Because of course, yeah, I was super. Opponent is yeah, sarcastic, but of course he can be. I mean, for them it's a very tough matchup. And I'm always salty when I lose, so it's definitely understood. So we finally win one match. Let's go to match 4. Match 4 against RBSMPT. We are on the draw, and for some weird reason, we are not forced to mulligan. So we'll keep. We have a very good hand. We are not going to deploy the Orochi. And we are against Tron. That an opponent mulligan to 6. Tron is a good matchup. Walls Combo was actually born to play on the old Flicker Tron. That was the, let's say, dominating uh, deck for many years. Seeing so many candy trays, I'm not totally sure they are on Flickertron. Anyhow, here the plan is to just deploy battlements and presumably win turn 4. Indeed, they are playing something else. and they have a huge amount of towers. Now we are going to play two. Oh, now we are starting to do reasonably disgusting things. Of course, whenever it's not needed, we have all the luck in the world. Here we risk to be in the freed, but it's just a minor possibility. They go expedition map. Let's see if they map for. This is mine. Now they have only colorless mana. Another candy tree. Now here we have infinite mana, but then we need to rely on getting something with Winding Way. Oh, okay, and lead. So we go for it. Well, actually, we partially misplayed because we have so much mana. We should have played first the Axebane. Anyhow, now we go freed, and we do it in this order because we want to remove a non-creature spell. Then we go lead, that whiffs, and then we go Winding Way. That actually get us to the kill. So here we just deploy a few walls, a few defenders to go faster, as always. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we go to the full 9. So we get another couple of sentinels, and then, assuming I didn't miscount, we go for drift into invoker with then exacting the mana to do damages. Okay, they consent. So we didn't have to waste time. Oh, sorry, I'm probably going up and down with the voice. So we don't side in anything. Uh, Actually, we might side in the mirror shop. A must vandal is not really needed. We just exchange an ant for a crab. We are usually the big mana deck, so crab can be effective. Not sure if I want to have this configuration also on the play. Anyhow, we have another very good hand, which will theoretically play out Caretaker into Battlement into Secret Door. Opponent really knows how to draw towers, and I really like. Oh, we keep drawing perfectly. I really like these old style. So here we just keep going on with our plan. Next turn we are presumably deploying Telepath Savant and start drawing cards. They have black and green. Okay, so we don't need, so we deploy Queen Ranger. Anyway, okay, we find a sort of theoretical kill next turn. Let's see if they kill customer. Yeah. So we go back to our previous strategy, meaning we play the third path and we will start drawing cards. We are one Orochi away to win. So they are not Flickertron, they are some form of Tron, but it doesn't even seem to be the monster variant. Okay, so now it's getting a little more complicated, but we are forced to. Okay, so here, yeah, I just do it. Go once again. We go for Spain, and we beat down. The new, let's say, golem-based version of Monster Troll can sometimes be scary because Mole Splicer, I think it's called, the tutor that makes all golems have trample. Is very impressive. Trample is impressive for us against those kind of decks. Anyhow, opponent concedes. Of course, they had, I would say, not so good hands, and of course, we had the perfect hands against an easy matchup. 2-2. Let's see if we end this first live league positive. Welcome to match 5 against Louise0211. We are on the play. I don't know if it's the first time. And we have a good end, so we keep it. We would really love to find some card draw. We start in standard way. I cannot remember. I remember the opponent's name, but not totally. Okay, they are on a blue deck, which weirdly enough nowadays are usually a good matchup. Fairy Seers might mean both UB or Mono Blue. We open Mono Blue. Here we even have the double defender play. And in the end of this league, we faced let's say, two easy matchup, two hard ones, and this one, that could be anything. Now let's see what they do. We hope they go for a ninja. That will mean most likely they are Mono. If they don't, we play Honey out the Shield Wall Sentinel since it's not okay. So yeah, the plan now is changed into Shield Wall Sentinel into Axebane, and then we'll see what we draw. Okay, so theoretically we have the kill next turn. Of course, they can have snap, but in any case, we have a sort of perfect development. So they have the seer. They keep two on top. So I presume they are not attacking. Okay, Quirion is a very good draw because we use it as a bait for a spell starter. If they are good, they are not going to spell starter it, but they fail for it. So now, if they are very good, they are playing foil. Otherwise, we have just one. If they have foil, they deserve the win. Here you see we are basically always adjusting our plan to what they do, what we draw. It's not straightforward to have the kill turn 4. Of course, the draw has to help us, but it really depends on what the opponent is doing. So, typically we have uh, two scatter shots. We might use Tamillos, but now we changed a little bit the sideboard, so I think we go with three standard birds and two scatter shots. They do not have much to stop us. Against the mono blue, we don't need the Tinder Walls. We will remove one Shield Wall Sentinel and the Wall of Roots. The reason is that Shield of, let's say, sorry, Wall of Roots is okay, but can be relatively easily spell stuttered, and we prefer to have all the rest of the one drops. The only option might be the Orochi, but with three standard bearer, I want to try them. And many mono blue opponents bring in a null, so the Shield Sentinel becomes a liability. We might side out Tuck Tuck, but first of all, basically all the opponents know not to bring in Hydro against us, and Tuck Tuck into Scattershot Archer uh, made me win multiple games. We might even consider, yeah, we should also put in the Mirror Shell Crab. Let's see what we can, and then we remove one Orochi, one just, too late. We will possibly consider these for game 3. Okay, go back to our standard opening draws. Zero land, mulligan, and we get a very nice one. We really don't need Invoker right now. And here, we really want a second land. If we have the second land, we are golden. If we don't, let's see, we can, okay. So we just go Saruli and we start develop our mana. If we all, now, once again, we hope in a ninja, and at the same time, we hope to draw a land. If they don't ninja, we just get multiple lands out of our decks. one immediately, and one at the end of their turn. Ant is very useful against mono blue, but so early in the game, ants are basically lands, and they should be, let's say, brought back with Tripping the Grace. Here, spell starter is online, as it was before. Now we get a third land, and then we decide basing on what we draw. We get a kind of useless drift. So we just go Battlement into spell starter. Actually, we don't do anything. There's no point. Let's see if they can keep making land drops. They do. They keep having faith. Okay, so now the idea would be to draw or a land or a scatter. Or they go crazy and they make an inch. We have the land. But still we don't do anything. This game is probably gone. They have a lot of lands. They hard cast this, which is okay because still they have only presumably only one interaction spell. Here we want to draw something. Also because we are going to be dead very soon. This is our last turn, let's say. Okay, we find Orange. Orange is good because it means that we play it. Then we go with Standard Bearer. That will turn off all of their removal. And we really hope they fall for the bait once again. Because if they, again, if they counter it, it might mean they have something like a snap or another. They don't. And so right now we stop again. Next turn we will try to play two spells. The first one will be the Battlement, and the second one will be the Axebane. We are really risking some Battlement. They must counter it. They don't, so we just go Axebane. So, and they do counter it. Okay. So right now we have two turns, most likely one, because they will have some ninjas. Okay, if we are very short of mana, And if you think, let's just go lead. Wait. If we lead, then we Quirion have 7 mana exactly. If they have a null, we lose. But we cannot do much else. Uh, let's see. They have the counter or spell starter, presumably another counter. They pretend to. Okay. Now we have some interesting things. So first of all, we do Salon. Second of all, we do Quirion. And then we do Scattershot. Okay. Here we do another Quirion. And now we kinda go for it because we got that. They will counter it unless they are really pretending and they have nothing in hand. If they're nothing in hand, we have one. Okay. So we immediately scatter their team away. And obviously we cannot do anything else. And they concede. Wow. They had nothing. We risked like crazy and we won unexpectedly. Welcome to the aftermath, which we do because the client crashed as soon as match 5 was completed. So we ended up the league with 3-2, winning always 2-0 against average or positive matchups and losing 1-2 to very difficult ones with also a bit of bad luck and some unneeded saltiness on my side. For the moment, what I would say is that the main deck is okay. We were saved in a couple of cases by drawing the Orochi, so I think the Orochi might be the way. We will find out in successive leagues what we want to try. What I would change for sure are the Crimson Acolytes, and I would put Hydroblasts there. But I want 3 of them, so we need to reassess the rest of the cards. I will need to think about it a little because I want 3 Hydros, but I want uh, things. I also want all the rest of the things. What I'm looking at uh, are probably one standard bearer. Yeah, So I think this, in order to show it on my screen, I need to do weird stuff. So that's so what we will do is we put 3 hydro in, we remove the crimsons, we remove one standard bearer. Standard bearer is mostly there for elves, which are very present in League, are kind of difficult. Uh, the thing might be to remove Tamius, and maybe we could do it this way indeed. We remove Tamius and we put no, yeah, because or we go back to 3 scatter shots, and then we have nothing against black decks, so we could put some black acolytes. We might remove the crab or the pulse, one pulse. But yeah, I think for a moment we will try this way. We just go only to Thunderbears. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope the sound is fine enough. Let me know in the comments. As usual, apologies for my bad plays and moment of saltiness. And see you in the next Wars League. Ciao!